Pay for success. There's a price to pay for your dream. This weight was 86. So one day when I found out I was 86 times. How many times should we eat per day? So there's no book. Now you have lost weight. Hi, I'm Nicole. May see and consider as being normal or natural for you is see somebody else's dream, somebody else's prayer, and somebody else's privilege. That's why we should never take anything for granted. Hi, welcome to this video. I'm Nicole and welcome to this channel. I'm very excited today as I'm about to share with you on another very important topic that I'm so hopeful that you will like. Today we're going to talk about appreciation. Yes, appreciation. Because it's very important for us to actually appreciate, not only appreciate when everything is fine, when everything is going well for you, but to keep appreciating every day, even when things are not going well. Although it can be difficult, although it is tough, but appreciation is one of the responsibilities we do have as human beings. So it's your responsibility, my responsibility to appreciate life and everything and everybody every single day, even when we don't feel like it. Plus, there are so many benefits attached to appreciation. So when you make appreciation or you live an appreciative lifestyle, you kind of attract certain things. You kind of attract a positive energy into your life, and that attraction will be happening like every single day in your life. The first benefit that you will actually experience is the decrease in the level of complaints. So if you are somebody who often complain, you complain about everything. You complain about the politics system in your country, you complain about your family, you complain in your relationship, you complain about your partner, your job, everything is just a problem. You complain all the time. So if you decide, or if you will decide after watching this video to opt for an appreciative lifestyle, you will actually realize that the level of complaint in your life will definitely decrease. You will become able to see the good in people and appreciate that. You will not only have eyes, on what's good, but you will also have your eyes on what is bad, but you will keep on looking for the silver lining. So your life will completely change, and it is important for us to get to that level where we actually migrate from a level of complaints, looking for what is bad in people, looking for people's mistakes, people's shortcomings, in order to complain about, in order to gossip about. When we gossip, we feel so much better about ourselves when we make the other person be the bad guy. So yes, when we complain often, we don't get anything in return. It's just so very toxic, It's like bringing toxins into your brain, into your soul, into your spirit and body. Complaining is almost like that, unless it's something very important that need to be addressed. Yeah. But if you will choose to actually appreciate, see the good in people, see people's effort, and just trying to be positive, it will definitely help a lot. So yes, so it's very important for us to actually appreciate, as that will help us to stop complaining all the time. Because when we complain all the time, we don't see, even our privileges. We don't see the good that is happening in us, in our lives, or around us. We don't see anything good. Everything is just so bad. Because you already made up your mind. You already set your mind, look, there's nothing good. Everything is bad. Everything is not worth your appreciation. So you just go from there. So yes, you can try to incorporate appreciation as part of your language, part of your behavior, part of your thoughts, part of your mindset, part of your lifestyle, and definitely you will see some changes. Another second thing that will happen to you and I, if you will choose appreciation as a lifestyle, is the hope. When you are up, you do appreciate. Especially if you do that at regular basis, you will feel some hope entering into you. Appreciation brings hope. Instead of complaining, about your life, feeling sorry about yourself, feeling miserable, throwing pity parties and expecting people to come and entertain that, you can actually try to appreciate. When you appreciate, you get hope. When you don't appreciate, you don't get hope. So you become hopeless and depressed. That's why you will see that you're stuck in your bed for days. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to eat. You don't want to drink. You don't want anything to do with anybody. You are hopeless. You are depressed. If you ever feel like that, just trying to count things that are good about you. Just if you don't really see anything, just let me remind you of one thing. If you are able to watch this video, there's something so very good about you. Guess what's that? Vision. You are able to see. You know how many people are blind throughout the world? In every single continent, we have blind people. They don't want money. They don't want fame. They don't want success. They don't want to travel the world. The only thing they ever want is to be able to see. So if you ever feel like there's nothing good about you, you're just in your bed, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling hopeless. Just the fact that you can actually watch me, you can actually listen to this video, you can actually watch this video. Know that there's something, very good about you. You are able to see. You are able to hear. You are able to understand. So you have a working brain. There are so many people who have family members affected by Alzheimer's. So when you have Alzheimer's, you barely recognize. So even if you watch a video, you won't even know the person who's talking. So the brain cells, are no longer healthy. There's so many things going on in there. They wish they were healthy, but they are no longer healthy. So if your brain cells are working, you're still smart. You can still understand. You can see. You can hear. You can move. It's a privilege. I think sometimes when you feel like down, you feel depressed and hopeless, you should take a turn at 3 places. The first place that you need to go is at the hospital. Just have a look at the hospital. You will see some people battling to wake up. The person has been in coma for days. And you will look at their family members, how they're freaking out. After that, you can have a walk in the grave. You see beautiful women and men buried. And I'm going to tell you about the third place. Not now, but soon. But anyway, so it's very important that you actually trying to, push yourself to see what's good about you whenever you feel down, whenever you feel sad, whenever you feel depressed. And just kind of, trying to remind yourself there are so many things good about you. So yeah. Another thing is when we appreciate, we actually experience restoration. Many relationships have failed because we stop to appreciate. I'll get to that shortly. So when you start appreciating people or someone that you have been taking for granted for a while, you will acknowledge that, things are being restored in your relationship with that particular person. So it's very important. Perhaps you're taking your parents for granted. There are so many people like that. They take their mom for granted. I don't really blame those people. Like 100%. Just a little bit. If you watch, the parent has been teaching those kids or those people that they are supposed to be the receivers and parents are supposed to be the givers. They always give, and give. They never teach kids that actually life is not about receiving, and receiving. There's time you're going to be a receiver. There's a time you have to be a giver. They don't prepare the children. That's why kids tend to feel entitled all the time. They think and they feel that they have to receive, and receive. So there are so many people who don't appreciate the parents at all. No matter what mom does, no matter what dad does, it's never enough. It's never good enough. It will never even be enough. They don't have that sense of restoration. Well, let me tell you, you must have a walk in orphanage. You see how those children are growing up without parents, how hard it is for them to succeed in life, to go to school, to become the people that they want to be. This is another place I would recommend you to have to go for a visit. Go to an orphanage, or again have a chat with a child who has been adopted with not great parents, or a child who has been in a foster care system for a while, who has foster parents. Ask them how life go for them. So they will exactly explain to you the challenges they're facing, and you will realize that you have no business in taking your parent for granted, or taking your adoptive parent for granted, or taking your caregiver, your sponsor, your family members who's looking after you or providing for you for granted. So yes, if you have any destroyed relationship, and try to start appreciating. If you can do your best to start actually seeing the good into that person, and you will see that your relationship will definitely be restored. Another thing, another benefit of us appreciating is that we'll become able to recycle our relationship, recycle everything. You can perhaps see that your relationship with your employees has been destroyed. They don't like you at all. The only reason they are at work is because they have bills to pay. If it wasn't for bills, you wouldn't see any of them. They are so fed up with you because you always complain. You complain like from Monday to Saturday or Friday, and morning to night, and you never ever tired. You don't appreciate them at all. You don't encourage them at all. You don't do anything, that shows support for your team. Whether you are a manager, a supervisor, or you are a business owner, your employees are not happy at all. You have destroyed that relationship, because we don't know where life will take us tomorrow. We don't know what life will bring. So be careful when you have people under your care. You should always do your best to appreciate them. So if you perhaps you are a business owner, you have destroyed your relationship with your employees. So, and after watching this video, you actually decide that you will start looking for the good in them. You will start putting your eyes onto what they're doing as efforts, and decides to encourage them, to appreciate them, to support them, to be there for them. Because many of employees coming to you don't know what they're going through at home. If they are a victim of violence, victim of abuse, if they are sad or depressed or suicidal, you don't know what's going on in their lives. You don't know what's going on in their families. So work is probably the safest place for them. Work may be the place where they feel at least a little bit being comfortable, being okay. So when they come to work with you, to work for you, let's say, you actually taking those hours, you kind of spoil them. You kind of mistreating them, just being so harsh, being, the tough boss. You kind of, when you do that, you're actually making their lives more miserable than it is. So you must be very careful. But if that relationship of yours is kind of destroyed, the relationship with any of your employees, you can always decide today to start appreciating them, start being there, listening to them, start showing some support, and certainly your relationship will be recycled, because appreciation helps us to recycle any other relationship we have lost in the past. And also, if you have a destroyed relationship with your family members, you can always try. Perhaps you failed to appreciate your mom, you failed to appreciate your dad, you failed to appreciate any friends that you have or had in the past. You can always try, to acknowledge where you've been wrong, and trying to talk to the person and trying to recycle your relationship through the process of appreciation. And once you get that family member, that cousin, that sister, brother, that father, that mother, that employee, that friend, that neighbor, you get that particular person back into your life, do not take the person for granted again. If you have a problem with your son, with your daughter, you don't talk anymore, you just handed thing long time ago. Emotionally, you did hand thing. Mentally, you did hand thing with her. So it's perhaps the right time for you to actually decide to have a relationship with her again, with him again. So open the conversation, take a decision to never take him or her for granted, to start appreciating that person that matters for you, and feel as if it's a privilege for you to have your daughter or your son or your employees or your friends or your neighbors part of your life. If that's what you want, if the relationship that you've been missing, is the one that you think should be recycled, then I will encourage you to proceed to recycle and get back your loved one into your life, and make sure that you never ever take them for granted. Always think and feel like it's a privilege to have them back into your life. So yes, there are many advantages when it comes to appreciation. When you appreciate, you will feel a spirit of gratitude. People who are grateful, they always receive. They always receive. Because even if you give them something so little, they will always be grateful. So the fact that you appreciate, you are grateful for something so little, you actually open doors to receive more. You will receive more than what you have today, more than what you had yesterday, because you have just prepared yourself. You have availed your mind, you avail your life, you avail your spirit to attract more, to receive more, and to enjoy more. So it's very important that we are grateful even for the little things, because we don't know what tomorrow holds. Yes, besides that, when you appreciate, you will also maintain everything that you have. Yes, it's very important that we maintain. Many people have lost good things or great things because of the fact that they choose to take things and people for granted, which is something that we should never do. We should always try our best to not take people for granted, to see and take everything as a privilege. When you do, you will always maintain. There are so many people, who have lost good job, good employments, they've lost partnership, they've lost sponsorship, they've lost scholarship, they've lost relationship, they've lost so many things in their lives because they took them for granted. But if today you are listening to me, I think it's time to stop taking things for granted. I believe in the process of life recycling that I will talk about in another video, where I will see you next time, hopefully. So yes, it's very important that you appreciate. When you appreciate, you kind of maintain everything you have. Whether it's material things, when you appreciate them, you will maintain them. But let's say you have a roof over your head, you always complain. Nothing is ever good enough, nothing is ever enough. Do you know how many people who are homeless in your country, in your continent, and throughout the world? Do you know how many people are homeless? So the fact that you actually have a place where you can just put your head even at night only and rest is something to be thankful for. So stop complaining about your house. I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna move out of my parents' house. It's too much. They're controlling me. That's often teenagers, or early 20s, girls often. Yeah, boys too, but often girls, you will hear they would love to move out of their parents' house because they're controlling their lives. When parents are simply using wisdom to guide them, you have a lot to appreciate, my dear. So that's it. You will maintain everything that you have, whether it's a job, it's a contract, it's a scholarship, it's a lease agreement, it's a relationship, it's a partnership, whatever good thing, whatever important thing you have in your life, you will be definitely able to maintain it, to keep it alive, to keep it going, and to attract more on top of what you already have, to attract more good friends, more good relationship, more good partnership as you choose to appreciate. But if you choose or you will keep not to appreciate, you will definitely start losing if you haven't yet started. Yes, If you haven't yet started, you will acknowledge at a certain level of your life you are actually losing all the good friends that you had, because you can't keep them, you can't appreciate them, or you will acknowledge that you have lost a good relationship you had with your family members, with your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your caregiver, your employees. For instance, you have lost so many good employees that you have because of not being able to appreciate them like you should do. Another way employers can actually appreciate their employees is by paying them well. When you pay your employee well, that's the first thing. The second thing will be to treat them with respect. When you treat them with respect, when you appreciate them, which means you look at the effort they're making, you see the work they're doing, you tell them this is an awesome job, keep it up. When they cannot make it work, you follow up on them. Are you sick? Are you okay? Are you going through some rough time? Just trying to be there. When you show support, you show care. Not like yelling, not like fighting, not like, trying to make them feel small. I think this is one of the way, you will see that you have had employees for years. You have had people that help you to expand into your business. You will acknowledge that you have friends who actually stay in your life for years, because there are so many people who can't keep friends at all. You will always see them with new friends. And then you're kind of, what happened to the old friend? They probably kicked her out long time ago. So if you're struggling in keeping friends into your life, you must check within yourself first. Yes, check. How are you treating your friends? Are you respecting them? Are you showing support? Are you showing care? Are you showing appreciation? Are you there in their lives? Or you just go around, spread their business out, or gossiping about them, or making them feel bad about themselves so you can feel good about them, about yourself, or making them feel small, or making them feel jealous for you enjoy and like to show off every single good thing you have in your life. So check within yourself how you're treating people around you. If you have acknowledged that your friends, your employees, or your family members, or your relationship are not healthy or successful, you need to check within yourself. There are also people who are married like 5 times, 4 times, 6 times. So I don't know really. I can't blame really, but seriously, you need to check within yourself. What are you doing in those marriages of yours? Sorry, I mustn't laugh. It just sometimes, we need to check within ourselves. We like to blame. We like to blame women. Women are only attracted to me because of my money, or because women's are gold diggers, women's are blah blah blah. We have so many accusations. But is there something that you are continuously doing in the same way while expecting the right result? You will need to check within yourself if you have, or you are involved into so many marriages or relationships. Are you appreciating your partners? If you are appreciating them, if you show respect, you show love, you show care, you show support, you are there for them, why are they leaving you? Why are they cheating on you? Why are they forever breaking up with you? Why are they wanting to get a divorce lawyer to go against you? Why are they divorcing you, constantly divorcing? There has to be something. There has to be something that is not going on well as a thing should, be going, that is constantly leading to negative results. So yes, we have to appreciate. We need to appreciate. It's one of our responsibility, because when we appreciate, we will always receive more. We will attract more good friends. We will attract good relationship, good partnership. We will attract good people that will help us in our journey to become people that we need to become, to be where we're supposed to be in life, to achieve whatever we need to achieve. So yes, it's very, very important. So when you start appreciating, one of the things you will acknowledge is that you will stop taking people for granted. There are so many people who take others for granted. It's very easy. I see that a lot in the family setup. You know, when family comes to you, even when they want to get something done, they expect it to be for free. And there are so many cultures throughout, you know, the world that you will see. It's actually normal for your sister to come over for a free wash, cut, blow and dry, or come in for a free acrylic application or a free full body massage. I'm just talking about beauty treatment. Okay. So yes, it's sometimes normal as per culture. But besides that, you know, when you're trying to do something else in life, you know, you will see there are families who are not supportive at all. You will see the very same person who is not showing support is actually your sister. It's your own brother, flesh and blood, that is going against you, that is fighting you, that is ignoring you, that is not showing support at all. So I think even if she is your sister or he is your brother, even if you were born the same family, or step brother, step sister, or adopted sister, adopted brother, or coming from a foster family, you need to try your best to appreciate. We need to stop taking people for granted. Even if she's a family member or he is a family member, you should always appreciate that cousin. You don't know who that cousin will be tomorrow. Even if the cousin wouldn't be somebody great or successful or powerful tomorrow, it's still our responsibility to appreciate family members. Yes, we need to appreciate our employees. Yes, appreciate our friends. Even if they've been in our lives for 10 years, 20, it doesn't mean that that's like, you know, a way for you to actually start taking them for granted because they've been in your life for 50 years, for 100 years. No, it's your responsibility, it's my responsibility, our responsibility to actually appreciate every single person. Even if the person is young, there are people when you are younger than them, that's why they always ask, how old are you? How old are you? So they can know when you are like younger than them and they wouldn't show you any respect at all. That doesn't work like that. It's not good at all. So whether the person is young, whether the person is a friend, is a family member, is a business partner, is an employee of yours, is a neighbor of yours, you need to appreciate. Yes, yeah, some neighbors you just wish you did not buy your house next to theirs. You just wish you did not move into that area or street because they just have nothing to do with appreciation when it comes to you and your family. So yes, you need to appreciate your neighbor. We need to appreciate our neighbors. It's very important. There are some neighbors that are very invasive, you know. Even when they see you, they ask, oh, so that's your husband, that's your wife, so what do you do, who are you, how do you make money, how do you support yourself, why aren't you married, why don't you have kids? They have these very invasive questions to the point when you listen to them, you kind of lost because you actually don't know where to start answering those very invasive questions. And I think that's very disrespectful, and it's a sign of lack of appreciation, because if you appreciate, you will at least have manners in terms of asking me as your neighbor questions. So yes, neighbors should try their best to actually start appreciating. Yes, because there are so many neighbors. When you throw a party, you are so very loud, you kind of not consider everybody in the building, especially if you live in a complex, you know, you share flats with others. So you cannot just turn your flat into a nightclub, for instance, to the point where other people can rest. There are neighbors like that. It's a very disrespectful. You don't show any way of appreciation. You are, for instance, married, you go to work, you come back, your wife cook, and you kind of complain, so this food you haven't warm, you were supposed to cook at 5 because I get home at 7. Oh my gosh, she took her time, she was in the kitchen for hours making a meal for you. There you go, complaining for minutes and minutes. And the funny thing about those type of husbands is that they will start eating the very same food they're complaining about until you finish. Hilarious. Until they will finish. It's very it's very surprising for me. You know, you're kind of complaining it's like too spicy, for instance, but you're actually eating the actual food and you managed to you managed to finish, you know, but you still complain, and it's just so sad. You will see he's eating. Yes, it's too spicy. Oh, the food is not warm enough, but he's still eating. And then he managed to finish the whole thing. I'm like, you could have just stopped. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yes, there are partners who do complain a lot, and that doesn't help at all. You will also see wives who do not appreciate at all. You will see a husband probably went out, bought some shoes or dress or anything. She will be complaining. Why are you buying me this dress? Did I told you that I like this dress? You could have just given me the money. I was going to go shopping. I was going to buy what I wanted. I asked you to get me a new iPhone. You told me you don't have money. There you go. I see you bought new tires for your car. They complain all the time. She's complaining because her husband bought new tires for his car. But she was the one who actually received something from him last time to go shopping. But it's never enough. It's never good enough. There's something, ladies, that we need to understand is it's very insulting to the manhood, you know. It's very insulting, let's say, to man to see that he worked so hard or he went out of his way during the week or during the day to actually bring you something, and you don't seem to have any sense of appreciation. You complain about the whole thing. Do you know the number of women who do not receive presents from their partners or their husbands throughout the world? There are so many people across the planet who have partners but who never ever buy them flowers, never taken them out, never buy them a present, never appreciate them at all. So if you have a partner who can go out of his way, you know, whether it's a boyfriend, it's a fiance, it's a husband, to actually bring you something, I think it's something you should appreciate and never take for granted. If you have a mom or a father, parents who are actually going out of their way to pay for your school fees, to put a roof over your head, to actually support you, to even call you just to check on you, you know, it's something that you should be appreciating. It's a privilege to have your parents both alive, or at least one parent alive. It's still a privilege. If you have siblings, sisters, brothers, cousins who are going out of their way to come and visit you, to come and say hi, to call you, to WhatsApp you, to check on you, to be there for you, to support you, to show care, I think it's a privilege that you should always appreciate. Yes, and we should never take things for granted. So one of the things happens when we appreciate, we also stay away from cheating. I always say the only reason, you know, you will cheat at school is when you cease to appreciate the privilege you have to actually be a student. Yes, it's a privilege. Do you know how many people want to study? How many people want to go to school, but they don't have family members, they don't have parents, they don't have siblings who could support them, they don't have a scholarship, they don't have even or they are unable to meet the criteria to get a student loan. Like, there's no way, you know, without a student loan, if you don't have supportive family to actually make it through college or university or whatever training you want to do. There are so many people who want to study, but they have nobody to support them. They don't have a scholarship. But you actually have parents, you have siblings, you have a scholarship, or you got a student loan. Your country actually gives a student loan, or you meet the criteria, and you will go to cheat at school. You just have zero respect for yourself, and you haven't shown any sense of appreciation. The only reason you will cheat ever in life is when you fail to appreciate. When you fail to appreciate, you need to prepare yourself that you will definitely be dealing with some consequences. So another thing is that the only reason you will see that you are cheating on your partner, let's talk about husbands. The only reason husbands cheat on the wife is not because they ran out of the love. Running out of love for your wife actually comes at the later stage. The first thing first is you cease to appreciate her. You stop appreciating her. In another way, I would say you stop seeing her as a privilege. You stop feeling like it's a privilege for you to be married to that woman. It's a privilege for you to be somebody else's husband, to be somebody else's father, to have a family with someone. You stop seeing that as a privilege, when you should always see that as a privilege, because this is how you're going to keep yourself on track. This is how you're going to keep actually appreciating, and giving value to whatever that you possess, whatever that you have. So yes, husbands cheat because they first stop appreciating their wives. When you stop appreciating her, this is when you're going to allow yourself to do whatever you want with whoever you want. This is how you're going to allow yourself to kiss somebody else. You're going to allow yourself to get naked in front of another person that you haven't taken vow with. This is how you're going to allow yourself to go further as to sleep with somebody else. Some husbands even make it worse, as to have mistresses or to have babies, children outside of marriage. That's very worse. I know a couple who's was married for a few years, and they had 2 beautiful kids until the wife was HIV positive. She got to the hospital. She was shocked. She couldn't think. She never ever thought her husband could cheat on her until the doctor started asking. I said, "Ma'am, you married? What about your husband?" Said, "No, my husband doesn't sleep around. He will never do that to me." He was brought into the hospital for testing and it was positive. That Sunday, that couple, it was terrible. The wife literally wanted to kill him, wanted to kill the husband. The sad thing wasn't the wife wasn't the only person who was HIV positive. Their last born was still a baby, was also HIV positive. I don't know how, but yes, it happened. So that man, for the fact that he ceased to appreciate his wife, he did not only cheat on her, but he also destroyed her life, destroy also the life of the last born. So this is one of the consequences, that you get when you cease to appreciate your wife, or when you cease to appreciate your partner, your fiancé, your boyfriend, and so forth. So yes, there are also women who also cheat on their husbands. There are so many married women who are unfaithful. They sleep around. I'll tell you something that is very, very sad, is actually there are mothers or wives who have children with other men, but because they are married, they let their husbands raise those kids. Yes, there are so many fathers who are actually raising kids who are not theirs. So she is married, she has been having an affair, probably her husband can satisfy her, or she's just a sex addicted. She doesn't want to talk about, she doesn't want to go see a therapist. She kept on sleeping around and sleeping with her husband at the same time. She fall pregnant because we know she's married. We cannot question the nature or the origin of that pregnancy. She makes sure the boy outside is also the same race as her husband, and there we go, they are babies. And she knows that my husband is raising a child or children that are not his. There are so many women who are going through that throughout the world. So the only reason you will actually cheat on your husband or allow your husband to raise children or a child that is not his, because you choose to sleep around, is because you have chosen to not appreciate him. It's because you have stopped to appreciate him. So that's one of the reasons. So it's very important that we appreciate. When we appreciate, we don't cheat. You won't cheat at school. You won't cheat at work. You won't cheat on your partner. You will not cheat at all. You see, even politicians, they cheat so many times during election. Like whenever I see election, I have nothing to do with excitement. Because I don't trust anymore. You know, when you see leaders, they cheat all the time, you kind of, oh my God, this is one of the stories. So they cheat on the election, they cheat all the time. It's only become obvious when they get to power, you know. All the promises they made to us, I will build this, I will do that, children will go to school for free, and all of that. When they get to power, they don't tend to keep their words. It's obviously show me that you just got there, you know, through cheating. The only reason you will cheat in order to succeed, to make it to power as a president, as a minister, as whatever you want to become for your country or continent, it's because you have zero sense of appreciation. If you had a little bit of appreciation for your people, for the population who is often suffering and struggling, you wouldn't do all your best to cheat so you can get to power and make sure those people keep on suffering while you are getting richer and richer. You have bank accounts all over the world, you travel, you have a private jet, you are successful and happy and very rich, while people are still crying, starving, suffering and suffering. You have zero sense of appreciation. And I just don't know why life is not bringing justice at all, because I will wish justice for things like that. So yes, people cheat when they cease to appreciate. First, they stop appreciating. They stop seeing their privileges. Then they cheat afterwards. So when they cheat, there are so many consequences. Let's talk about lies. Yes, we lie when we stop appreciating. Because if you appreciate your reputation, you have respect for your dignity, just a little bit of respect, you will try not to lie so much. Let's say there are people who lie as they breathe. The funny thing is they think like everybody, you know, they can buy everybody into their lies. There are people who are wise, you know, when you're lying, they're just listening to you. The fact that they are quiet doesn't mean they're buying your story or they're buying your craziness, you know. It's just because they don't want to talk about, or they're just tired, or they have so many things going on into their own lives, they're no longer interested into listening to your lies. Yes, there are people who are expert into lies. When you lie like you breathe, when you lie all the time, you have zero respect for the person you're lying to. You have zero respect for yourself. You have no sense of appreciation at all. Because the saddest thing about lying is that you have to keep that story. You have to constantly remember it. When you say the truth, you don't have to remember it. You just say it. That's it. You can always be asked on the same thing. Your version, your story will never change. This is the good thing about the truth. But when you lie, you have constantly to remember what you say. And if you don't have a good memory, people who are actually smart in life, they will always speak onto your lies. And trust me, that's not sexy at all. So yes, we lie when we stop appreciating. Abuse, yes. The reason people abuse others is because they stop appreciating. Yes, you have a very serious problem. You will see that you are in a relationship. First, you were appreciated, you were loved, cared for, supported, all of that, and all of a sudden things change. She just stopped appreciating you. She makes you feel less than a man. She makes you feel less than a parent, less than a caregiver. He makes you feel less than a woman. You know, he starts giving you orders, starts controlling you. He starts trying to manipulate you, to twist your words, to pick a fight all the time, to be a drama king. They are drama king. Men who always pick a fight when there's no fight. Or even when you want a peaceful moment, you always have what to say. And they will start talking and talking and talking until you get so annoyed. Drama kings, so many of them out there. Drama queen, so many of them out there. When you behave as such, it simply shows that you have zero sense of appreciation. When you appreciate, you are supposed to be humble. You have 2 ears, so we have 2 ears, so we can listen more, and 1 month, so we can speak less. Speaking of speaking, I have spoken so far for like 45 minutes. I really want to give you more, I just want us to continue having it, but I've spoken for almost 45 minutes, so I don't know, what do you want? You want me to continue, or you want us to continue another video? Let's hear from you. You're not speaking, so I guess that your silence means I should continue. So let's continue. I was saying, yes, when you don't exercise humility, you actually show a failure when it comes to appreciation. When we appreciate, we are humble. We spend time to listen. When you appreciate in your relationship, you should always make sure that you continue to appreciate, you continue to value, so you can keep on maintaining everything that you have. Many people became victim of abuse because the partners stop appreciating them. There are people even who are abused at work. They're verbally abused. You get those bosses who always insult his employees, making them feel small, feeling like dogs, like animals. There are employers who are very abusive. There are partners who are very abusive. There are parents who are very abusive. You know, there are even friends who are very abusive, controlling, just such a very bad energy to have around, you know, to be around and everything. So if you see that he was or she was or they were appreciating you, and then things change, that simply means they cease or they stop appreciating you. The only reason you will be violent with someone, you will make someone as your victim of abuse, is when you stop appreciating. If you have abused someone, if you are violent to someone, if you are not good to someone, it means you are not appreciating that person. You are not seeing yourself as being privileged to have that person part of your life, or part of your family, or part of your neighborhood, or part of your business, or part of your career, or anything going on with you. So you need to make a decision today to start appreciating, to start restoring that relationship. You know, aim for the restoration of your relationship through the appreciation, and that will help a lot. We betray people because we cease to appreciate them. If you cease to appreciate Nicole today, you wouldn't have a problem with betraying my trust. You wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even be in your mind. I wouldn't even pop in your mind when you're about to betray me. You see, you betray your parents, or you betray your family, you betray your siblings, you betray your husband, your wife, you betray your girlfriends, your boyfriend, you betray your business partners, you betray your investors, you betray your pastor, your church, you betray your faith, you betray your creator, you betray so many people, you betray your supervisor, you betray your continent, you betray your country. Politicians always betray us. I'm not a fan of them at all. That sounds personal. It shouldn't be personal at all. Anyway, so you do betray your people, you do betray the population, you do betray others because you have stopped appreciating them, or you have never appreciated them to begin with. You had a zero appreciation, you were just using them. There was a point in your life you couldn't keep on using them, you just took your very nature outside. So there we go. We see betrayal. So yes, we betray when we stop appreciating. When we don't see people as privilege anymore, we don't see things as privilege anymore, so we just betray. And when we don't appreciate, we definitely open doors to distraction to take place. Anyone who doesn't appreciate, simply saying, hey, come and destroy my life. Hey, come and destroy my relationship. Hey, come and destroy my investments. Hey, come and destroy my future, my present. Destroy whatever you can. Destroy whenever you can. So yes, that's very sad. The only reason that we end up, or people end up going for divorce, it's when you stop appreciating your marriage. When you stop appreciating your partner. Do you know how many people who are not married, who would do anything to be somebody else's husband, somebody else's wife, who would do anything to be married, to have a family, to have a future? But you are married, but you are taking it for granted. You are mistreating your partner, knowing that When you behave as such, that will lead to the destruction of your relationship or your marriage. You just don't care anymore. Your parents are paying for your school. You don't care going to school at all. You say, I want my freedom. They're thinking you are at school. You are not at school. You know what you are doing yourself. Yes. You have received or some sort of investment. They think you are studying or you are working. You are actually not doing what you're supposed to do. You are simply not appreciative at all. And there are so many consequences that comes to it. Yes. We should always appreciate for us to have more, for us to attract more, for us to experience restoration, for us to receive more, for us to maintain more. Always remember that what you're seeing as being normal to you, what you're seeing as being natural, actually. I'm naturally beautiful. I have good genes. There are people, if you ask them, oh, you have such a beautiful skin. What's your secret? Oh, I have good genes. Which can be true, which is actually true. But yes, what you see as being natural, as being normal to you, is still somebody's privilege. There are so many people with acne scars, many people with pimples and acne who will do anything to have a flawless skin, who will do anything to have a clear skin like yours, who will do anything to be in your race, to do anything to be in your country, to be born actually in your continent, will do anything to have your accents, to know all the languages that you know, to have your job, to have your life, to be part of your family, to have your success, to have your fame, to have your money, to have your house, to have your body height, to have your body weight, to have your beauty, to have your skills, to have your talents, to have your academic history, to have anything that you have. And I think because of the fact that you have them, you should never ever take them for granted. If somebody can pray to be you, if somebody can dream to have anything that you have, if somebody can wish to be you, then you certainly have a lot to appreciate. You have a lot to be thankful just for the fact that you can watch this video. It means your eyes are still working. You are able to see, you are able to hear, you are able to move, you are alive, you have 2 hands, you have 2 feet, you have 2 eyes, you have 2 ears, your brain cells are healthy, you are working, your brain cells are working, you are healthy, you have a job, you have a family, you have a partner, you have so many things to be appreciative for. So do not take everyone or anyone else's dream, privilege or wish or prayer for granted, because those things to you are natural or normal. So yes, thank you for making it to this far. We are at the end of our video. I'm so happy that you watched it. I hope you have learned something through this long video, almost an hour. And yes, if you have any comments, any questions, do not hesitate to write them down, and I'll try my best to answer if necessary. So yes, and I will see you in my next video. See you and keep appreciating. Thank you.